Right, picture this. Candlelit restaurant, mood lighting, Barry White crooning in the background. The kind of place where you can almost hear the violins playing in the air and the scent of roses is practically tangible. It's the quintessential romantic setting, the kind you see in movies. Not exactly my scene, but hey, gotta make an effort, right? I mean, you can't just show up in jeans and a t-shirt, so there I was, adjusting my tie for the umpteenth time, trying to look like I belonged. Sharon, my date, she seemed nice enough. She had this warm smile that could light up a room, and she looked genuinely happy to be there. It was a promising start, or so I thought. Met her at the supermarket, her trolley rammed mine. It was one of those meet-cute moments you hear about. We both laughed, and it felt like fate was giving me a nudge. Sparks flew. Literally, a carton of eggs exploded. It was messy, chaotic, but somehow it worked. We exchanged numbers amidst the chaos, and here we were on our first date. First date nerves? Nah, mate, those are for amateurs. I was feeling pretty confident, thinking I had this in the bag. After all, how hard could it be to impress someone who didn't? I was cool as a cucumber until things started to go south. You know that feeling when you realise you've overlooked something crucial? The waiter waltzed over, all smiles and menus, the size of them such a thing. He handed them to us with a flourish like he was presenting the crown jewels. Sharon's eyes lit up like a kid at Christmas. She was thrilled, flipping through the pages, eager to try everything. Me, I started sweating like a glass blower in a sauna. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks. See, I'd forgotten to check my wallet before this whole charade. Rookie mistake. Oh no. I felt a cold sweat trickle down my back as I discreetly peeked inside. My mind raced, calculating the damage. How much could I afford? What could I order that wouldn't break the bank? A fiver, maybe a tenner if I'm lucky. That's all I had. It was a pitiful night for a place like this. This place screamed we only accept payment in dollars. Everything about it was luxurious, from the chandeliers to the velvet drapes. I needed an escape plan fast. My mind was a whirlwind of thoughts, trying to figure out how to get out of this without looking like a complete fool. Mayday, my wallet's empty. While Sharon's busy browsing the menu, probably picking out the lobster thermidor or some other fancy-sounding dish, my internal monologue's going mental. Don't panic, I tell myself, just gotta play it cool. Yeah, right, cool as a polar bear in a heatwave. My leg starts bouncing up and down like I'm auditioning for Riverdance under the table. Sharon shoots me a look. Excited about the food? She asks, all innocent like. Excited? I choke out. Darling, I haven't been this excited since England won the World Cup, which, let's be honest, wasn't that exciting. Smooth, I know, but inside, I'm crumbling faster than a biscuit in a cuppa. I need a miracle, or at least a winning lottery ticket to magically appear. The waiter's back, pen poised like a predator eyeing its prey. Time for plan B, Operation Deflection. You know, Sharon, I start, voice dripping with faux sincerity. I'm absolutely famished, but I really shouldn't. Carb loading, you see, big game tomorrow. Sharon, bless her cotton socks, looks concerned. Oh, are you sure? You must be starving. Bingo. Guilt trip successfully deployed. Think of the team, Sharon, I say, puffing out my chest like I'm some kind of sporting hero. They need me at my best. Inside, I'm doing the victory dance. Outside, I'm all stoicism and sacrifice. This, my friends, is what they call method acting. Section 4, the dreaded bill, a comedy of errors. Dinner, if you can call it that, consisted of me pushing lettuce around my plate and pretending to be interested in Sharon's tales of her cat, Mr. Whiskers. She was going on and on about how Mr. Whiskers had managed to get himself stuck in the neighbour's tree again and how she had to call the fire department to get him down. I nodded and smiled, but my mind was elsewhere, dreading the moment the bill would arrive. Finally, the moment of truth arrived. The bill landed on the table with a thud that echoed my impending doom. It felt like the entire restaurant went silent, and all eyes were on me. I pretended to fumble in my pockets, my face a mask of theatrical dismay. I could feel the sweat starting to form on my forehead as I desperately tried to think of a way out of this mess. Oh, blimey, Sharon, you wouldn't believe this. Left my wallet at home, I said, trying to sound as convincing as possible. I even threw in a little chuckle, hoping it would lighten the mood. Silly me, must have left it on the... I trailed off, racking my brains for a plausible excuse. Maybe I could say I left it in the car? No, that wouldn't work. Sharon knew I took the bus. Sharon's eyebrows shot up faster than a rocket on bonfire night. Her eyes widened in surprise, and I could see the gears turning in her head as she processed what I had just said. "You're joking, right?" she says, her voice a mixture of amusement and disbelief. I could tell she was trying to decide whether to be annoyed or to laugh at the absurdity of the situation. I'm about to launch into my well-rehearsed "my dog ate my homework" routine when something unexpected happened. Sharon bursts out laughing. Her laughter was infectious, and soon I found myself laughing along with her. The tension melted away, and for a moment it felt like everything was going to be okay. Section 5. Epilogue. The walk of shame, literally. Turns out, Sharon knew all along. She had this knowing look in her eyes, a sly smile playing on her lips. She'd seen me sweating like a sinner in church from the moment we sat down. My nervousness was palpable. She could sense it. "Don't worry," she said, patting my hand. "I've been there." Her comforting words were like a balm to my frazzled nerves. She paid the bill, every last penny, while I tried to melt into my seat. The embarrassment was overwhelming, but her grace made it bearable. We left the restaurant, my ego bruised, but my wallet still intact. Sharon hailed a cab with the ease of someone who had done this many times before. "So," she said, leaning in, "fancy a walk in the park?" Her invitation was unexpected, but intriguing. And that, my friends, is how I ended up walking home at midnight. Quiet streets echoing my thoughts, reflecting on the perils of cheap dates and even cheaper excuses. Each step was a reminder of the night's lessons. Lesson learned? Always check your pockets before you try to ruin it, especially if you want to avoid such a walk of shame. Especially if you met her in the floating food aisle. You never know when you might need to impress her again.